Good morning. Welcome to a Wednesday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock Batters Orthopedic Clinic and HUDco Roofing, HUDcoRoofing.com. Hope y'all had, if you were off on Monday, hope you enjoyed your day back at work yesterday. Hope it wasn't too tough of a transition getting back to the grind. Episode 1200 today. I suppose that's another milestone. Episode 1200 of Morning Scone. 1200 consecutive days we have been here hanging out. We appreciate you for hanging out with us. All right, so say some good mornings. LSU has its new pitching coach. It is Jason Kelly from Arizona State, the 2018 National Assistant Coach of the Year from D1 Baseball. So word is, really good pitching coach. Also doubled as a recruiting coordinator at Arizona State. Was at Washington when he was National Assistant of the Year, got hired away from Washington to Arizona State, where he spent the last 3 years. Really good reputation. And obviously, Jay Johnson has coached against Jason Kelly during his time at Arizona, because he was at Washington and at Arizona State in the Pac-12. So the last 6 years that Jay Johnson has been at Arizona, he has coached against Kelly. So certainly knows him well. So pitching coach in tow. I did tell you yesterday, if you recall, on Morning Scone, maybe not, that I would have a much better feel after a couple of meetings on Tuesday with the direction of the staff, and obviously they did hire Jason Kelly, and basically coming out of yesterday, Jay Johnson is in no rush to hire a recruiting coordinator, so. They needed to get the Major League Draft starts on Sunday. It's weird they're going Sunday, Monday, Tuesday this year, but draft starts on Tuesday. So draft starts on Sunday. So they needed to get their staff in place. The pitching coach in place, because they're going to have guys that are selected, both current pitchers and obviously signees, in the incoming class. We're going to be selected. And those guys, I think, needed to know who their pitching coach would be. The recruiting coordinator spot, it's not as urgent because those guys aren't going to sign until the 2022 class isn't going to sign until November. So as long as those guys have their head coach / hitting coach, pitching coach all in place, you're in a more stable spot there. So no rush to make a hire on the recruiting coordinator side. And like I've told you, there's 3 names that we've talked about. Where they interviewed Chad Kaye. I just need to learn this guy's name. It's the Dallas Baptist recruiting coordinator, Dan Fitzgerald, who is the assistant head coach and recruiting coordinator. That's him. And then the third is someone with ties to SEC baseball and the state of Louisiana, was not coaching this past year, but there's a third name out there as well, and I haven't heard any beyond those 3. And y'all, I'm gonna say this again. I told you maybe a week ago, maybe longer, that part of the way that they're gonna be able to entice Devin Fontenot to come back is affording him the opportunity to become a starting pitcher. And I'm telling you, I think it's going to happen. I think Devin Fontenot is going to come back, and he's going to have an opportunity to be either the Friday or the Saturday guy. I've said it a bunch. You've heard me say it a bunch here. And I'm very confident in saying that that's what they're going to offer him as an enticement to come back. I was told from an agent friend yesterday that Fontenot wants he wants in the neighborhood of 300K or north of there, and a buddy that's a scout told me Fontenot's not getting 300K. So if that's a hard and fast number, I even asked would a team be willing to pay over slot to get him, and he flatly said no. So if you're Devin Fontenot and they're going to give you the opportunity to be a starting pitcher and you come back and you don't get your number and you come back and be part of maybe a special team, get to Omaha, all that stuff, like, it's enticing. So just something worth keeping an eye on there. Let's say some good mornings here. Let's start on YouTube. Trivia Carter. Joey Vincent, Rapping Batches, Brady Smith, Glenn Laurie, good morning, good morning, good morning. Still haven't found that snake, huh? How does a snake, first of all, how do you have a 12-foot snake in the mall? Second of all, how does some $12 an hour stoner forget to lock the freaking cage and get a snake loose in the mall? Unbelievable. Strong Side, what's up? Nicholas Cantrell, is E-Rock going to make you go to the mall anytime soon? Hell no, bro. I'm telling you, when I told you this yesterday on AFR, I wasn't lying. The only reason I go to the mall is on necessary holidays to go to Lush to buy her bath bombs because she's obsessed. And she doesn't like anything else. She doesn't like the bubble bars. She doesn't like any of the other stuff. Some of the creams she likes. They have a cream called Gorgeous that she likes, but she uses face cream from Aesthetic now, so she doesn't use Gorgeous anymore. But I go like 4 or 5 times a year to get her bath bombs, and that's it. I know they even moved locations. I used to go into that side entrance over there right by Pluckers on the turn because that's right where it was. But they moved over into I guess was that Lee Michaels? Whatever it was, or maybe Lee Michaels is right there by the food court, lower level by the food court. And so I go right in there and get bath bombs and leave. I ain't going in there no more. Everything I'll order online, get them shipped. Scone, Mrs. E-Rock needs more bath bombs. You'll have to go back to the mall today. Not happening. Tim Gotro, did they find the snake? Nope. Alex Day, Merrick Mathern, Bubba Tatum, what's up, y'all? Good morning. Andrew Brister, good morning. Happy 1200. Thank you so much. Stephen Miller, good morning. Even 1200. I guess congrats are okay in that respect. I mean, it would be different if I had to like earn the 1200. I just had to keep hitting, go live every day. But it is amazing, like how, if you think about it, like the fact that we all have done this together for 1200 consecutive days. Not many people do things that consistently. I mean, there's probably days where like you forget to brush your teeth. You know what I mean? Like you don't brush your teeth for 1200 consecutive days. You'll miss a day here or there. I'm not saying I have. I'm pretty regimented on toothbrushing morning and night. But maybe you haven't. Jonathan Martin, good morning. Jeff Stipe, what do you think of the new pitching coach hire? Went through that a little bit there. I trust Jay Johnson, and I don't think that you need to hire someone just because they have LSU or SEC experience. I think if you're comfortable with that person and you know the work they do and they can do great, bring them on. I mean, I'll keep going back to Dave Aranda. Nobody here knew Dave Aranda. I mean, he was Cal Lutheran, Hawaii, Utah State, 1 year at Wisconsin, and Les snagged him. I mean, because he went through an interview process, found the best guy, and sometimes they're out there if you're willing to go outside of your comfort zone. Jeff McKithen, Robbie Compton, good morning. Thank you, sir. Bill Schmid, Scott Field, Shelby Kelly. Nothing gets your blood pumping like Limp Bizkit in the morning. Amen. I mean, there's probably some things, but yes, I understand your point. Jerry DeLucky, what's up? Jerry texted the show yesterday. Jerry is a retired firefighter, and he said that there's no way he would have been in there getting a freaking snake out of the mall. Brandon Atchison, good morning. Stephen Miller, it is a home day. Doesn't feel like it, right? I mean, it's one of those deals where you don't work on Monday, so Wednesday doesn't feel like Wednesday. But either way, next week, I'm off on Friday because that is the Friday before Drew's birthday party. And as you all know, as morning sconers, that Drew's birthday is a national holiday in the eye or the mind of one Erica Moscona. So she is already hard at work transforming our home into Drew's Lucky 7 casino. And I have to have that Friday off because I have to help her get everything ready. Ice chests and tables and decorations and moving furniture and whatever. So, okay. Kelly Presley, good morning. Hey, Dad, good morning. Jerry, what day is it? Hump day. Stephen Miller, future Tigers on the diamond had huge nights last night. I saw this. So, yes, Josh Pearson won the home run derby in the FCSL All-Star game. Saw that Jacob Berry went deep. If you follow the Team USA, the Collegiate National Team Twitter, there is a post-game interview with Jacob Berry on the field, and really impressive guy. If you just want to hear more from him, so I've reached out to him as well, trying to get him on the show. A little tough to coordinate with Team USA schedule. Maybe when they're done playing Team USA, we'll be able to make that happen. But yeah, and so Pearson is the outfielder from North Louisiana, right? Josh Pearson. What? Not West Monroe, huh? Where's he from? He's from North Louisiana. He's from West Monroe. Okay, but he's compact now. I had a conversation yesterday because my thought was, is Pearson a guy that potentially plays center? I was told no, he's not a center fielder. He's more short, choppy. He'd be one of the corner outfielders. So potentially you'd move Dylan Cruz to center and Pearson theoretically to right if Dugas comes back and plays left. So, but that's another guy who's got pop in his bat. And then, or, the possibility of does Drost or Sanford win one of those outfield spots? Don't know, maybe. But you'll have a lot of talented guys vying for him. Let's see. Jesse Brown, morning from DeGray Lake, Arkansas, right? Good morning. Wrapping batches. Amazon paid an insider to set the snake loose in the mall. I was tweeting with Steven about that last night. They should just turn that damn thing into an Amazon fulfillment center anyway. Just beat the rush. What are we waiting on? I mean, that's an inevitability. So just turn the thing into an Amazon fulfillment center. James Pittman, somebody walked out with it. I don't think so, man. But the most amazing thing is they have surveillance cameras. You have surveillance cameras. How do you not see how the snake got out and where it went? If you have surveillance cameras and you didn't catch a 12-foot snake getting out of its cage and going into the ceiling or something like that, then you just got a major problem. Your surveillance cameras suck. If you want to go rob the Blue Zoo, you can probably get away with it. Hey, Kelly Gross, good morning. Yes, trivia. Thank you for the reminder. Everyone on YouTube, if you're there, please hit that thumbs up. Hit that like button. If you're watching on mobile, X out of the live chat, hit the thumbs up, then tap live chat. The video doesn't go away, the sound doesn't go away. It just, the comment feed will go away momentarily while you hit thumbs up, then hit live chat again. We'll come right back. So thank you for that. Tremendously helpful. And if you're not subscribed yet on YouTube, please do this. Please do that. Hit the subscribe button on the page. It's just tremendously helpful as we grow the YouTube side of things as well. Let's see. Thomas Lamont have to say it's nice to be talking about baseball in July. Normally there isn't much to talk about. As far as LSU baseball, that's completely true. I mean, when the season ends, usually you're done. I mean, you have draft, but remember the draft normally happens during the postseason. So in moving the draft back, that has also elongated the baseball conversation. Normally the only baseball convo we'd have during the summer is what guys were picked and do they expect to sign or will they be back? So this has been a nice content bump in the month of July, no doubt. And we'll see what happens with the draft. Again, first round of the draft is Sunday, so Sunday, Monday, Tuesday is the draft. So it's the 11th, 12th, 13th. So we'll find out, kind of, I have a crease on this shirt. So we'll get a better idea. But Pearson, likely a guy that shows up at LSU. Uh, Ian Moeller's another one to keep an eye on. Moeller is the catcher out of Iowa, and the scouting report on him, not as good defensively as Milazzo, but more pop in the bat. So if he shows up, if Moeller shows up, you could have an interesting platoon type situation. The best example, I think Terrio's used this one before, but it's what that 2000 team had. If you remember, Cressy was the big bat, but Jorgensen was the elite defensive catcher. Jorgensen is the one that actually ended up playing in Major League Baseball. So maybe you have a situation where you platoon those two guys. If you need maybe a late game defensive replacement, you go Milazzo. If there's a pitcher that prefers Milazzo and you need a bat later in the game, you can sub in Moeller. It's a bridge they'll have to cross if Moeller shows up, but I think more than likely he will. I was looking at MLB's top 250 prospects yesterday. I think Moeller was in the 150 range. Maybe it was 124. So either way, that's a round 4 guy. Round 4, round 5. You're talking about not insignificant money, but if you're in around 4 or 5, I mean, you can assign for $100,000 for 125, maybe. And if he does, he'll go. But he got a really good shot, man, at getting these guys on campus. You never get them all. But I got a good shot. Let's see, Glenn Lord, did you see the new headphones for Terrio? No. So Glenn, it might have been you. Somebody was texting me that T-Bob said yesterday they got new headphones, and I didn't see them. So I don't know what they did. I mean, I was looking around studio, so I didn't see anything new. Surprised they get one of the Bayou boys to get it. For real. I mean, I'm stunned that they couldn't find the snake. Still haven't found the snake. Let's see. Jerry DeLucky. How petty is Arizona State firing Kelly because he interviewed for another job? So Jerry, I was told that was basically, so Arizona State has a new coach, and Kelly was a holdover from the old staff, and what I was told is that was really just the new coach wanting to bring in his guy, and that was an excuse to move on from him. Truax, what's up? Brandon English, what's up? Kirk Taylor, Tim Witten, what's going on? Jackson Carney. Matt, how do you think NIL will help or hurt LSU medium to long term? I think, so in my opinion, I think the fact that LSU has it has embraced NIL so much, it's going to help. Because they're going to use that tremendously. Like LSU is going to put out promotional materials about deals that their guys have signed, et cetera, and that it's going to be a really good, necessary thing for LSU. It's going to help them, I think, in all sports across the board. Stacy Fontenot. What's up, Stacy Fontenot? Good morning with the thinking emojis. You don't have to say anything, but people talk, and I'm very, very curious to see. If you want to shed any light here, you're more than welcome to do it. But let the record show that everyone here on Morning Scone would be very excited to see Devin back in the purple and gold next year with the opportunity to be a starting pitcher. Would very much endorse that possibility. Now, if it happens where he's a top 3 round guy and gets the number he wants, congrats to it. Then you never begrudge anybody. You're very excited for their opportunity. And that would be awesome if it happened. But it would be awesome if it happened that it came back to LSU as well. Last time I went to the mall was Christmas 2019. Take my kids to see the train display. I mean, the mall, people were already shopping online, and COVID just accelerated that by 100 times. So I mean, retail is tough. There's no doubt. I mean, brick and mortar retail is tough. And the thing that I would be, if I was one of those retailers at the mall, that I would be so pissed about is like, as hard as it is already to get people to come do brick and mortar retail shopping, then you're gonna, and the rent at the mall is obscene. And you're gonna shut down the mall because of a freaking snake? Because Blue Zoo let a snake out? Oh, no. Shelby thought Aranda was at Wisconsin for 3 years. I think he was at Wisconsin for 1 year. Whoops. I'm pretty sure he was at Wisconsin in 2015. I think that was it. No, he was at Wisconsin. So maybe he was the DC for a year? Therefore, he was there for 3 years. DC linebacker. Okay, he was there for 3 years. Good call. But he went, Cal Lutheran, Texas Tech, GA, Houston linebackers coach, Cal Lutheran, Delta State, Southern Utah, Hawaii, Utah State, Wisconsin, LSU, Baylor. Point remains, he was 39 years old. Nobody knew who he was. And Les went and got him, so good for him. He wasn't on nobody's list when LSU was hiring a coordinator the year before, when they hired Steele. Point is, go do a search. Go interview people. Reagan Lee, is Seneca Knight no longer coming to LSU? I saw something about him getting offers from other schools on his personal Instagram. I was confused. Yes, Seneca Knight, I think that happened while I was on vacation, but Seneca Knight, I think, entered the transfer portal. They knew they were getting Darius Days back. I thought Knight was in the transfer portal. Maybe not. Didn't that happen while I was gone? Yeah, here you go. June 23rd. It was while we were out. Seneca Knight transfers from the program without playing the game. June 23rd. That's while we were on vacation. Father John David Mathern, good morning. Don Jolibois, good morning. Richard Bruce yesterday watched a video about a poisonous cobra that's loose in a Florida neighborhood. Although this python in the mall is 12 feet, it could be worse. That's true, Richard. It could be worse, but neither situation is enviable. As always, I'll shout out to Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Of course, you need a orthopedist, go to Brock, and Hudco Roofing, hudcoroofing.com. Let us come out, y'all. Just log on to the website, hudcoroofing.com. There's a contact form. Fill that out. Let us come get on your roof. Especially, I know there's a lot of neighborhoods that were built in that 05 to 07 range. If that was you and you were new construction in that range, you're getting to that 15-year mark. And that's typically when you start to see roof replacements happen. And especially if you had hail, if you had high wind, all that stuff, you could have roof damage. Let us come take a look. We'll get up there, do a free, no obligation inspection. And the inspection reports are massive and detailed. And if we recommend a replacement, then we'll help you file a claim with your insurance company. It's easy. We do all of that. We do all of that work. So hudcoroofing.com, hudcoroofing.com. Dustin Barzar, heard anything about baseball signees and the draft? Which kids are leaning to coming to school? Talked about that a little bit, Dustin. The guy at the top of the class is kid who's throwing a freaking 100. Ben Kundra is the one he's out of Kansas. It's crazy. He's listed here as only a 3-star, but in the off season, he touched 100 on the gun. So now he's basically in everybody's first round. So keep an eye on Kundra. I would say unlikely that you get him here. Moeller and Pearson are the other ones kind of worth keeping an eye on, but I think they come. I mean, you got a shot to get everybody. We'll see what happens with Kundra, but you got a shot. I mean, you have a shot to get all these guys. It seldom, if ever, happens that way where you get everybody. I mean, somebody's going to get offered over slot, and they'll sign. But they got a shot, man. Brandon asked about Kundra. Yeah, there's a shot he ends up on campus. I would have said, just as a like unknowing outside observer, I would have said, of course he's going to sign. But the thing that happens sometimes with those guys, it's like what happened with Dylan Cruz, right? Dylan Cruz is a first rounder. He was a first rounder last year, but he has a number in mind. And if he says, I'm not signing for anything less than this, and if a team isn't willing to give him that number, then he falls. That was Bregman. I mean, Bregman broke his hand his senior year of high school, so he didn't really play his senior year. And he said, if I don't go in round one, I'm not signing. And he was serious. And so nobody picked him because he was dead serious. And word got out that he was dead serious. So that's kind of going to be Kundra's thing, right? It's like, what's your number? And if your number is too high and nobody's going to give you that number, then yeah, there's a shot. He ends up on campus. And that game has changed so much now because college baseball, the game has grown. A couple of things have happened. They deadened the bats, obviously, from the old rocket launchers. You know, the drop two, whatever they call them. You know, they used the BB core or whatever. And what's happened is it's taken some of the offense out of the game, obviously, but that's been better for pitchers because you can actually go compete in a game that more closely resembles, A ball or in the high level of the SEC, like a Friday night, I could be like a double A pitcher. And then also the resources are so good. The stadiums are great. The fan interest is great. The travel's great. All the amenities you get. You can be a big man on campus. You have great facilities. You got good instruction. You're playing meaningful games as opposed to riding around on a bus, playing in front of nobody, hoping people come out to watch the fireworks show and the dog and pony show, in between innings at minor league games where guys are playing for themselves, not for the team, right? Because you're trying to advance in levels. So what's happened is guys are choosing to play college baseball. And you're seeing guys who have played a high level of college. Look at Kevin Gausman. I mean, Gausman went basically straight from LSU to the Orioles rotation. Jack Leiter is going to be pitching in the major leagues next year. At some point next year, he will be pitching in the major leagues. So, guys are saying, look, I'd rather go spend 2 or 3 years on a college campus, charter flights, nice hotels, meal plan, playing in front of packed houses, meaningful games, high intensity for 3 years, and then go spend a year and a half in the minors riding a bus instead of go spend 4 or 5 years in the minors. Just a different approach. So yeah, there's a shot. Let's see, what's the starting five look like for you? Thinking Pinson, Miller, Days, Colbert, Reed. So Xavier Pinson, Adam Miller, Days, Reed. I feel like you're forgetting one. No. It's Eason. It's Tari Eason is gonna play your stretch. Tari Eason from the Cincinnati transfer. I think he's gonna start. William Kimbrough, good morning. Let's see. Brandon DeVille, 2019 and 2020 slot value for 46 was 1.6 million. You can look up 2021 slot value. It's available. Father John David Mathern, curious, why does college baseball use metal bats? I know the switch was late 70s, early 80s, but never quite knew why. Money. It's wood bats are more expensive, and you break wood bats often, and you have to keep replacing wood bats with metal bats. You just get a bat and you go. Probably also to bring offense into the game whenever college baseball didn't have it. But finance is a big part of it too. And now you could possibly make more money than in the minors. So Tim, that's an interesting point, but maybe not necessarily true. Because if you're a guy that's going to get a big time signing bonus, I mean, you're going to make more. But like if you come and you become a great player at LSU, you can make money. But again, like I mean, I'm not going to disclose the monetary value of some of these deals, but I know them. Some of the deals that LSU guys have gotten, like high profile football guys, like I think you would be stunned to know how relatively insignificant the dollar amount is. I don't think, like, I know I talked about this yesterday on AFR, but y'all saw the thing about Miami, right? There's a Miami guy, there's a Miami booster who runs America Top Team, which is an MMA training facility. They got locations, all over the country. And the headline that popped was that he was offering $540,000, which is not exactly true. He's offering every player $500 a month, which is not a significant amount. For a college kid to be able to put $500 a month in their pocket is great, but selling it or spinning it like it's $540K is absurd. The other thing too is that might very well be in violation of Florida law, where boosters cannot use payments as an enticement for playing time, for kids to come to campus. So that may very well be a violation of Florida law. So we'll see how they enforce it if that offer actually becomes formal and official. Any chance Johnson flips Jack Walker from Mississippi State? I'm told no, that there's really no chance that happens. I would love it, but we'll see. Jack Walker, for those who don't know, is the best prospect in the state. He's from Barb, and he's committed to Mississippi State. Let's see. NIL, people need to get educated on taxes. Oh, they will, Kirk. Get that 1099, bruh. Need that education at some point. Brandon English, Matt, thanks for sharing the basketball camp the other day. Happens that I'm off that weekend, bringing my daughter. One of her favorite players is Skylar Mays. She was so excited when I told her. That's awesome. Yeah, man. So my buddy Brock Cantro is organizing a basketball camp with Breck. Actually, let me see. I shared it on Facebook, and I retweeted it yesterday. But and I talked to Brock, and like a day, after I tweeted, like in a day, they were half full. So it's later in July, but let me see if I can find it so I can tell you. But if y'all go to like Breck, Breck Parks, Breck, not Brock, Breck, here it is. It's the Hometown Heroes Basketball Clinic. It is July 24th, 9 a.m. to noon, at the Sports Academy on Laurel Street, 5th through 12th grade. It's $10 per kid. I mean, $10. And Garrett Temple, Skylar Mays, CT3, Collis Temple Jr., Tyrus Thomas, Stanley Roberts, John Brady, Darnell Lazar, Howard Carter, Ethan Martin, Nikita Wilson, and more. So all different eras of LSU basketball planning on being there. So really, really cool thing to bring your all guys from here. So really cool thing to bring your kiddos to if they love basketball. Let's see, any more? Eric Hart, CHS reunion this weekend, writes, no, not for us, Eric. So our 20-year reunion was last year, and it got postponed because of COVID. So they're doing it this year, but they're doing it next weekend, which is actually Drew's birthday. So I was on the planning committee for the reunion, and now I can't go because it's Drew's birthday party. That's all right. There will be other opportunities. Oh, man. Let me get back here. I'm sorry, y'all. I little behind on the comments here on YouTube as I'm flipping back and forth. All right, Tim Gocho, does Pearson swing it lefty or righty? Bats left, throws right. Trivia, besides the Yankees, what's a good pro team for me to get into? The Yankees suck right now. How about the Giants? Best record in baseball, and Kevin Gausman's going to be an All-Star. Talked to Kevin yesterday on AFR if y'all missed it. Great convo. Said he's not going to be able to pitch in the All-Star game, which is a bummer because of how he falls in their rotation. But still an honor for him to be there, to be part of the festivities, and a guy from Colorado, and the All-Star game is at Coors Field. Conroe Neal, LSU fans right now, we're going 56-0, winning it all. LSU fans in February after losing a midweek game, fire Jay Johnson. That's about right. That's about right, Connor. They got to figure out their rotation. Trivia, how long till every player for Bama is wearing Nick Saban dealership shirts? Don't think they're able to do that. I think that would be a violation of the law. I think based on the law in Bama. Let's see. Do you see Jim in Miami is going to pay every football fair $500 a month? I saw that. It's if they want to accept it. And I don't even know, honestly, Cortland, we talked about that, but I don't even know if they're going to be able to do that based on the law in Florida, whereby boosters cannot use payments as an enticement for kids to sign or to play. So that very well is something that could be litigated. I wish Devin Fontenot would come back for one more season. I think there's a really good chance that's going to happen. We'll hold our breath on it and see what happens with the draft this weekend. But I think there's going to be a really good chance based on what I understand, what his number is and where he is projected and what teams would likely be willing to pay. I don't think he's going to get to his number, and I think Jay Johnson's going to give him an opportunity to be a starting pitcher next year, and I think that's going to be enough to entice him to come back. I hope, anyway. But also, if he goes and gets his number, good for him too. Guy's been awesome here. Luke Cranford, let's see, Josh Pearson is going to be a really good one. If Cruz moves to center, money is on him getting a corner outfield spot, especially if he comes in and hits. That was the problem with Drost and Sanford last year. They showed pop against midweek pitching, but you got into the SEC and they couldn't hack it. So you got options, no doubt, got options. Let's see, Blake Robinson. I would guess that less than 5% of viewers on your channel keeps up with and likes to watch the NBA. I believe you're wrong, Blake. Let's see. When you put NBA in your headline, you're really reaching for that 5%. Again, you're not right, but that's okay. Just because I think sometimes, I don't think I know this just from having done this long enough to know market research. If I'm not saying that's the reason people come, but I also would suggest that you assume that your beliefs are what everybody thinks. I think that's just part of the human condition. We'll say, man, nobody likes that. Well, no, you don't like it. But I watched Game 1 last night, and there's a lot of people that are really interested in these NBA Finals. Chris Paul has been a great player for 17 years, and his first NBA Finals went off last night. And a lot of people don't watch maybe the early rounds of the playoffs until the finals come around. So, anyway. Hey, Matt, who do you like as the Pelicans' next coach? Don't know. I don't even think. I have no opinion. Whatever. Look around at the NBA. Monty Williams was a failed head coach in New Orleans, was an assistant forever until he got another opportunity. Now he's got the Suns in the NBA Finals. It's just such a star-driven league. You just have to find someone that can manage personalities. Look at Steve Kerr. I might say Steve Kerr's not a good coach, but Steve Kerr won more games than anybody at the beginning of a coaching career because he had Steph and Clay and Draymond, and they're winning championships, and Durant comes in, and then Clay gets hurt, and Durant gets hurt and leaves, and now they stink. They made the playoffs this year, but last year they missed the playoffs altogether, and they stunk. Well, it's because they didn't have talent. So whatever. Just get someone that can come in and manage all these personalities, put a good product on the floor. You'll have enough talent. Cortland, guy flat out said his intent was to make Miami football better. Right. So we'll see if that's a possibility. If it is, okay, and he wants to spend the money, fine. Is $500 a month going to entice a kid to pass on Alabama or Ohio State or Clemson to go to Miami? Probably not, but good for him for trying. Looking for Arizona State's pitching numbers the last 3 years, and it's not great. They were injury ravaged this year, Thomas. Look a little deeper. Dak was a 2-star with one offer. He's now third highest paid athlete in the world behind soccer player Ronaldo. My friend group watches the NBA more than any other league, including college football. Main reason I'm here asking those questions. There you go, Blake. Maybe Brady Smith is part of just 5%. TV ratings, NBA viewership is at an all-time low. Blake, the other thing that most of the time when you look at, I mean, I'll answer your question. That's not really a question. You're making a statement, an assumption. When you look at TV ratings, you're not likely looking at all viewership because that's not going to include streaming numbers. The NBA is also the youngest average median age of fans is in the NBA, of the major professional sports leagues, which means more people are streaming than watching on cable or on network TV like ABC last night, which is what a number from last night would reflect. So you have to take into account total viewership, which includes streaming numbers. That's like you keep seeing audience for the Super Bowl decline. Well, the Super Bowl numbers aren't going down. Fewer people aren't watching the Super Bowl. More people are watching the Super Bowl on other platforms. That's the biggest difference. Like, let me see if Game 1 TV ratings from last night. And Phoenix and Milwaukee isn't a sexy matchup. I wouldn't expect you're going to have a ratings bonanza for it. But to say, like, nobody's watching it is flawed. And you have to consider, streaming. Let's see if they have. I promise you this much. That was last year. I haven't seen Game 1 yet. Anyway, we'll see. Connor O'Neill, NIL seems advantageous for schools like LSU and Mississippi State for baseball. Deals aren't that lucrative, but players are more well-known in the community. That's true, but again, the dollar amount isn't going to entice anyone to show up on campus. That's the thing I think some people miss. It's like the deals are the amount of players in any sport that are going to sign deals lucrative enough to be noteworthy. I mean, you're literally going to be able to count them with your fingers. There's a couple of basketball guys a year that are going to get shoe deals naturally. Like if you're the number one player in the country coming in and you decide to show up and play your college basketball, you'll sign a shoe deal. The Olivia Dunns, obviously they have a massive social media following. When you have a football player that is already an established star that is likely to be the first overall pick, like last year we knew Trevor Lawrence going into his junior year at Clemson was going to be the first overall pick. He'd won a national championship, played in back-to-back championship games. He had the long hair, sort of the recognizable look. The Q score was high. Like that guy is going to do it. Like I'm not sure I could name that person in I'm not sure I could name that person in college football right now. Like let's see, Heisman candidates for this year. Early look. Spencer Rattler. I mean, I guess Spencer Rattler's going to get some deals. DJ Uiagalelei, the quarterback from Clemson, is a sophomore. I mean, he just played a couple games last year. I mean, Sam Howell from North Carolina. I mean, you're a college football fan. You may know the name Sam Howell, but nationally people know who the hell Sam Howell is and certainly can't recognize him. I mean, if Sam Howell wasn't wearing his North Carolina uniform and walked into your house today and punched you in the face, would you recognize him? Probably not. Bryce Young, same thing, hasn't played a lick. Keaton Slovis from SC, same thing. JT Daniels, Iowa State running back Breece Hall. I mean, come on, y'all. Like, my point is there's nobody in college football this year that, say maybe Spencer Rattler, that's going to be a big-time revenue generator in NIL terms. The possibility is somebody has a Tyrann Mathieu-like emergence like Tyron had in 2011, where he just exploded. And in a matter of a month, Honey Badger and everybody knew who he was, and it was just, he was everywhere and was always doing amazing things, and his celebrity just mushroomed in a matter of weeks. Like, that could happen. But I'm telling you, that's going to be few and far between, man. All right. Dylan Landry. Gotcha, Stacy. I'll check. Andrew Brewster watched game 1. Henry Gordon Bennett. Morning, Matt. A couple weeks ago, you were adamant Morgan will be an outfielder next season. No, Henry Gordon Bennett, no. What I am adamant about, and still am, is that Trey Morgan will not be a first baseman in professional baseball. That's what I'm adamant about. He will not be a first baseman in professional baseball because nobody has a 160-pound first baseman in professional baseball. In a game that is becoming increasingly offensive, where there is not a value on defense in professional baseball, you will not put a slick fielding 160-pounder at first base. You will put that guy who is athletic and can run in the outfield. Period. Can I be any more clear about that? Jay Johnson's job is to win games at LSU. If he has better options in the outfield, fine. The other thing about Trey is Trey had Tommy John. And it could very well be that he's trying to hide his arm right now at first base. I don't know that, but maybe his arm strength isn't all the way back. And he doesn't want to be exposed trying to make throws in the outfield. I don't know, maybe, but that's something he'll have to work on. And I do think if he's smart, before his LSU career is over, he will make the move to the outfield. But what I have been adamant about, again, is that Trey Morgan will not be a professional first baseman. He will have to move to the outfield because as a left-hander, he cannot play the left side of the infield. He can't play anywhere in the infield except first base. He will be an outfielder in professional baseball. Nobody will put a 160-pounder at first base. Not going to happen. He won't be drafted there. He certainly won't be drafted with any value as a first baseman. Because who drafts a first baseman because they can play first base? You just stand on the base and catch the ball? No. You draft a first baseman if he hits 30 homers in a college season because he can slug the hell out of the baseball. Let's see. Father John David Mathern watched the game last night cheering for Monty. Seeing CP3 and Drew play against each other makes me think we missed something. Hope the Pels don't waste Zion and BI. Yeah, for sure. I mean, Monty's team got swept by Golden State and they fired him. Golden State was pretty good in 2015. The other thing, too, by the way, is Langston Galloway, Baton Rouge guy, plays for the Suns. I'm pumped for Langston. He didn't get in last night. I don't think he got in last night. I was watching. Let me see. I don't think Langston played. He's probably not part of the playoff rotation. But I'm pumped for him. On the Suns, especially if they win, that'd be great. Let's box score. Let's see if Langston got in. DNP. Oh well. Still on the team. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Good morning from Sri Lanka. What's up, Ivanka? Good morning. Dawn Jolibois, best place in the world to get a steak. You can't go wrong with Dickie Brennan's, man. Dickie Brennan's is phenomenal. Shelby. Let's see. Any more. Brady Smith, none of my friends have cable, LOL, we all have YouTube TV. That's my point. And that does, when you see TV ratings, you're not getting an inclusion of streaming numbers on ratings unless it specifies. Okay. All right, y'all, I think we are done. Done. Thanks as always for watching, y'all. Shout out to Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, and HUDCO Roofing, HUDCORoofing.com. If you're on Facebook, please like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post. YouTube, if you haven't done so yet, please hit that thumbs up. I can't tell you how important that is on YouTube, that you subscribe to the channel, and please hit that thumbs up if you haven't done so yet. That like button is very, very, very important. So thank you very much for that. Y'all have a sensational day. Someone came in and hit the. I'm gonna start paying attention. Y'all pointed that out, that there's one person every day who hits the thumbs down button. Very, very grateful for whoever that person is for giving me the watch minutes and watch time just to come here to hit the thumbs down. All right, we're done. If you need a orthopedist, go to Brock. If you need a roofer, call HUDCO. And Locked on LSU coming up later today. And AFR3. We'll see y'all then. Have a great day. I'll see you. Peace.